this concept of probiotic use is very important. The Human Microbiome Project is something that NIH came up with, or at least studied, because there's a lot of information. We're trying to figure out how to beat this obesity epidemic. And luckily, there's a lot of great information that's coming back saying that if you have a good source of bacteria in your gut, then you'll have less room for the bad bacteria. If you have bad bacteria causes inflammation, causes you to get a leaky gut, actually causes you to become more hungry. There are some limited studies that were done in Japan and Canada showing a certain bacteria, if you had it in your gut, would make you more satiated. There's a lot. Bottom line is there's a lot of good information now, and the only way to get that gut flora back to where it was before you had a taste of antibiotics, is to replenish it. The question is always going to be, how long will it take to replenish? Well, there's no answer to that just yet, but I would usually say that at this point I would suggest everybody get on a probiotic. But with all the deficiencies we're trying to take care of, you're going to be taking a lot of supplements, and that is a little bit discouraging, especially when you're not used to taking pills or capsules. But until you get to eat a whole food plant-based diet, you'll have to just endure. And if a probiotic is going to be part of that, then I have my parameters for picking a probiotic. I always like my probiotics to have a combination of lactobacilli and bifidobacter. As far as the subspecies, it's not that important. You just have to have those two big guys. Sometimes even Saccharomyces, which is considered a fungus, a yeast I should say. In addition to being refrigerated, in addition to having at least 5 billion CFUs. I think those are great parameters. I don't think eating probiotics in the form of dairy or yogurt is wise, especially if you're not used to it. And plus it's expensive and has some extra calories. If you want to do it naturally, then you might want to try kimchi, tofu, tempeh, anything that's truly pickled. All those things will usually have some amount of bacteria, but it depends on what the person used. And remember, when you do it that way, then you're taking the information from evidence-based medicine, which says that you have to have a certain type and amount of bacteria, but you're kind of estimating with a food product, because unfortunately when we use evidence-based medicine, you really should have a specific amount of bacteria. And when you take a food product that's made by somebody else, you're kind of guessing how much bacteria is going to be in there. So if you want to have the results in the studies, I'd say go for the supplements first, and maybe in due time you'll be able to wean off onto, especially once your gut is used to tolerating more, you'll be able to get more of the supplements in whole food plant-based form.